Welcome to the Everyday Leader podcast, where conversations inspire action, growth, and impact. Hosted by two passionate leaders, Shannon and Conrad, this podcast is for those who strive to lead with purpose and integrity in their life. Whether you're navigating big decisions, seeking balance, or dreaming of creating change, we're here to help explore the tools, stories, and insights that help everyday leaders thrive. Join us each episode as we dive into the art of leadership at work, at home, and in the world. Because leadership isn't a title, it's a way of being.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Everyday Leader podcast. Shannon is here with me, Conrad, as we dive in today to a topic. And Shannon, I've been thinking about systems.
Okay.
And we work in a lot of different systems, and the system that is, systems can be clear and systems can be unclear. And the way I want to frame this today, and the question I have for you, is around our internal system, like within us as humans. And the reason this came up, I have a dear friend and colleague who's in the medical space, and they were talking about medical jargon. I'm not a medicine doctor. They're talking about the nervous system and the circulatory system and the digestive system. And I know as we work with leaders, we talk about the internal systems that maybe aren't as easy to identify or seen. So my question to you as we explore this is, how do you even introduce that concept to a leader, or what do you know about your internal system?
Yeah, this is a big question. I think this is okay. One of the reasons I like this question so much is because it's very much in like the coaching space. First of all, it's just like what we do as coaches is try to, name things and frame things for our client so that we can help orient them to the many things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as you were bringing up that question, the first thing that came to mind is, well, what are all of the pieces of our internal systems? And I know that over the last, 10, 15 years, and coaching has really helped this, I've learned about a lot of different ways that a lot of different approaches, the different modalities and different thought leaders and different researchers have come to define like what this internal system is of ours, right? So I like that you're talking about it from the physiological perspective with medicine. And then what I've learned is that there are lots of different frameworks for naming different parts of our internal system. So that's the first thing that came up. And then the second thing is there's so many ways to name our internal system. And so I'm a little bit like, well, where do you want to go? Like what
Yeah.
This could go in so many different directions. And it also, so I'm going to stop there, see what you say.
Yeah. It can go in so many different directions. And I think what makes it challenging to name one way, and I hear you saying this, there are many ways and many frameworks that can help bring a system to visibility or to awareness, which is really our role as leaders. One of our roles as leaders is to make the unseen more visible, more aware, more conscious. So in this context, we're talking about an internal system, and there are so many ways to do that. You pointed to before you can talk about the system, or as you talk about the system, you need to know what the pieces are or the components to the system is. So maybe we look there, like what are the components that make up an internal system within the human, not the human physical part, but the human being part.
Yeah. Okay. So you just gave me a little bit of space so that I could recall what, like, one of the first ways that I came to understand this for myself. And that is like, what is in your mind? Like,
Mm,
what's here in your mind right now? What's here in your heart right now? And
mm,
what's
mm,
here in your spirit or your heart, your mind, and your body, right?
mhm,
So
mhm,
big, those are still, could still be like broken down into lots of different pieces. But, my mind is, my heart is, or my spirit is, and my body is. That is a really good entry point for lots of us when it comes to using some kind of a tool for that, understanding our internal system, that we're not just our thoughts, that,
right.
yeah, we have a physical body, but that physical body actually can give us information. So, like, my body is, that's giving us some information about something, right? Not just
Mhm,
that we have a leg, but like, oh, my leg is jittery or my foot is bouncing, right? And
mhm.
then I think it's pretty common, and this is what I find to be so interesting, is that when you talk about, my heart is or my spirit is, that really helps us to identify for ourselves, like, what are we feeling? What are we sensing that, can't necessarily be seen? Like, what is sort of that
Yeah,
subtleness underneath it all?
yeah. I'm appreciating what you said for two reasons: the simpleness of it and the accessibility of it. And it is, as you name that, I'm like, oh, that is a great place to start talking about an internal human system and who we be.
Hmm.
Additionally, another lens to look through, or another way to talk about the components, is through our journey in life. And what I mean by that, there's experiences that we have had that shape our internal system. There are values that we hold or beliefs that we hold that shape uh, how our mind, our body, our heart interact.
Hmm.
Um, so that's another place I like to start, is looking at the journey that the human has been on from the beginning of their time in this world. Like, what are those significant events or peak experiences or notable moments that help provide information on those experiences and those beliefs and those values, and how they make up, or even make up or add fuel to your thoughts, or your body or your heart.
Yeah. It's like, what has been the journey of this internal
Yep.
system? What's been your journey? There is something about, like, what is here sort of right now, heart, mind,
Good.
body.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, yeah. So as you become, or as we become, I become, you become more aware of our internal components, then we can see how they interact or don't
Mhm.
interact or oppose or have conflict or resistance to different pieces. I mean, that's what I love about this conversation, is the more visibility and the more consciousness we can have around what's going on within us, the more we can be at agency and choice on what we do with those components, in service of ourselves, our health, our family, our cause, our purpose, whatever, our team. But it starts at home. And that's what I'm really
Mhm.
appreciating, is the more we can kind of get to know ourselves,
Mhm.
which, through development, through coaching, through experiences, the more we can use our instrument well.
Yeah. Well, this just in for me is our internal system is really our resource, right? It's a resource for us, right? It's our own resourcefulness. In whatever way that looks. It looks different for everyone, looks different for everyone in any given day, any given moment, right?
Yes.
And then what coaching does, because this kind of started to feel a little bit like therapy for a second, right? What coaching does is it says, okay, what we do as coaches is we say to our clients, okay, like these are your resources. This is your resourcefulness, and to hold a mirror to that. And now what do you want to create with it?
Yeah.
Right? What are you? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I appreciate you pulling it to the present and future focused and using that resource word, because we know this in coactive, we know this in our world. Those are resources to be utilized and optimized for whatever we want to do with them, whatever we want to create together. Yeah. So
Amazing. Love this question.
How shall we, pause or continue to sit with this question?
Yeah, I think it's just what for our listeners, especially and for ourselves, like what do you notice? What do you know to be true about yourself and your internal system? What do you know to be true?
Yeah. Let us know what you discover, and we'll be together next time. Until then, be well.